Hello there. In front of us here, we have a list of names. Grateful volunteers who say, I want to play against Egg, live on stream, and have my gameplay judged, rated, and analyzed by the lovely members of chat. So, we've done it twice before. This is the third time, and I definitely did not mess up this intro when I tried to do it 30 seconds ago. We are going to roll a random number in a random number generator. Whoever is picked gets to come on stream in a 5-stock best of 3 to get their gameplay analyzed, hopefully give some tips and tricks along the way, and then upload it for you people to see. Hopefully learn a little bit. First up, it will be number 103, who of course is our good friend Fax Machine 19, whose rank is Gold 5, and their goal is to get better overall. Fax Machine says they are, I believe, the top of gold, trying to improve, so let's take a look at their habits and see what happens. Also, I'm eating, so don't judge me. Okay, so right off the bat, that is definitely something that you can dodge, so learning about those strings, yeah, that one as well. Learning about strings is important. In that situation with Lance, the most likely thing I'm going to do is go for that down air. You can escape it by jumping horizontally out. And so that's like a little bit of knowledge of strings and things like that, things to learn. Improving your defense. Knowing what strings are true and which are not. Alright, let's see how you handle neutral. So I'm going to be playing a little bit more reactive. Not necessarily trying to overwhelm the opponent or anything like that. That's generally my playstyle, is I like to try and overwhelm. But I'm going to play a little bit more reactive, see what their general habits are, and the things they like to do. So coming back onto the stage, they've been coming back with attacks every time. Coming back with a Sarah, and this is something that we noticed in the last episode. See, all I have to do in that situation, if I know you're going to come back with an attack, is just back up. And so I punished you a few times for that, and you took a bunch of damage. Let's see how you land with an attack. Yep, you land and then you instantly attack. So that's also something to keep in mind. That end light in that situation really does not put me in any danger. I'm not in any danger of getting hit by it. So that's also something that we saw from last time. Be careful of throwing out attacks when they're not really in range of hitting. There you come back to the stage attacking once again. So I'm getting a lot of my damage by keeping you in the corner. And every time you come back to stage, you can attack. You notice that, Twitch chat? As well as YouTube frogs, every time they come back to stage, they try and attack, and I'm getting so much damage off of it. I haven't even gotten like a big string at all, just individual hits from them trying to come back to the stage. And let's see, how do they recover? Dodge into the wall, attack, yep, attack once again. So that's one of your automatic habits to be aware of. And I was taking huge advantage of that. Guns, I can be in a very safe position with sidelight and Sares and stuff like that and just back up. So yeah, right there, that sidelight into Sarah is also dodgeable, so something to keep in mind. Let's see. Are you going to come back with an attack again? Yep. And let's see how you handled guns in neutral. So yeah, those are the two biggest things that I'm noticing right off the bat, is dodging things that are dodgeable, or not dodging things that are dodgeable, and the way that you recover back to the stage. Because I'm just pretty much doing the same thing, and it's working because you're also doing the same thing. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Alright, landing with an attack. Yep. And that's another example of throwing out an attack when I'm kind of not there. Like, I'm floating in the air above you, and so the thing that you want to do, more likely, is challenge the space that I'm in, so that I don't want to be there. But that downlight can get you punished, it can get you killed, so that's something to be aware of. Also, you seem to dodge down a lot when you do end up panic dodging, or dodging from those strings, and it looks to me like a bit of a panic dodge. Because I've been hitting you with those sidelight Sares before. So let's see. Attack back to stage once again. That's definitely the biggest thing that I've noticed in this match. Are you going to dodge in or are you going to dare? Let's see. Dare? No dare. Okay. Oh, never mind. There was a dare. Alright, I was not particularly ready for it, but yeah. The reason why I did that sidelight recovery there was once again to test your knowledge about dodging different strings and stuff like that. Because that sidelight to recovery is dodgeable. You can escape that. So yeah, those are the two biggest things I noticed in that match, or three biggest things. So 3 takeaways from game 1 is dodging strings, recovering back to stage, and dodging in the same directions every time. Also a reminder to Twitch chat and YouTube commenters and everyone like that. People who come onto stream, they are volunteering. They're like being in front of many more people than they likely play in front of normally. So please don't be toxic or flame them or anything like that. We're all just here to learn and get better. And even if someone like does certain things that may seem obvious to you, I mean, it's a lot more obvious when I point them out, right? Like that player just dodged down twice in a row. Fax Machine just dodged down twice in a row, and I was able to get like a 0 to death from it. So that's something to definitely be aware of. But yeah, just because someone's coming on stream, like, don't flame them or anything like that. We're just here to learn, right? So yeah, definitely be aware of your habits of dodging down. Let's see, do they do it again? They do dodge down again. So yeah, you notice how in the first stock things were a bit slower paced. I was kind of getting used to how they may play and everything like that. But once I kind of got a handle on it, unless you start to mix it up, that's when games can start to get away from you and everything like that. So dodge down. That was meant to be a side sig. I misinputted, but it would have been it would have hit as well. So definitely be aware of that. Those are some things that could definitely be holding you back. All right, now let's see how they handle neutral. I'm gonna refrain from like attacking as much, and we'll see how they try and hit me. That side sig is pretty risky. Definitely be aware of when you're using signatures, because I'm in the orange. Even if that side sig hits me, it's not gonna kill me. So pretty high risk for moderate reward. And signatures in general, the way that, let's see, do they dodge it this time? No, they do not. Yeah, signatures in general are higher risk, generally speaking, than light attacks. So you want to be aware of the risk reward. In that situation, I saw you just walking forward towards me. Kind of had a sense that you would go for a side sig, and I was right. So that was just a bit of a read on my part. Be aware of using those signatures in neutral, because once again, even if that hit me, it would not have killed me. So be aware of that for sure. That end sig was honestly not that bad. Like, I just faked you out with my movement. I pretended to go high and then I went low. But that end sig, you know, challenging that space, making me afraid of being above you when you have hammer, that is definitely something to keep in mind. So, you know, I'm not like, I can't really knock you for going for something like that. That end sig, on the other hand, I was not necessarily near you, so that's also something to be aware of. Dodge down once again. I'm gonna throw this weapon up, see how they try and keep me on the lip of the stage. Yeah, just so that's a typical gun habit. I kind of predicted that you may do something like that, which is after you go for like a down light, you instantly go for an end light or a side light or something like on the ledge. That's something that a lot of gun players do. So yeah, if you run into someone that's ready for it, then it's fine. Yeah, that was just, you caught me out, read my movement with a side sig, and you got the KO. So that was nice. That was an example of kind of, it seemed like you were a bit uncomfortable in that situation. You were kind of just jumping about and not really having a direction of where you were going to go to. You kind of just saw me coming and then you're like, oh, I gotta jump out of here. So I was able to basically just punish you for landing, and I got the kill from it. So here, I've kind of been a bit lazy keeping you in the corner compared to last game. Like last game I was keeping you in the corner way more as you were attacking. So I'll do it again this last stock and just show that if you come back to the stage the same way every time, you get punished for it. So mixing those things up is definitely something to consider. Let's see if you dodge in. No dodge in. And these sidelight Sares are also something that you can dodge. So the reason why I'm sidelight Saring over and over again is because it's something that's dodgeable. So there, you threw a weapon and then you went high, so you mixed it up. And I'm glad to see that, because the reason why I didn't punish it is because I didn't expect it. Let's see. Do you do it again though? Yeah. So you're mixing it up. You didn't just instantly attack when you tried to come back to stage. So you notice how I just have to consider more things. On the guns though, you typically do the Sare because of the range. So that's something to keep in mind. On the guns, you really like Saring back to stage. But yeah, you started to mix it up towards the end of the game there. And because of that, it made my job a lot harder. So hopefully that helps when you watch it back on the YouTube video or the Twitch VOD or anything like that. Those are the key points to keep in mind, is coming back to stage with attacks, dodging down, and some movement, some neutral stuff, like just throwing out attacks and signatures when it's super high risk for moderate reward. Next up we have Draft Me, who says their rank is Diamond, and their goal, go gamer mode in a tournament. Alright, Draft Me is here. I will message you the room code. Okay, so they said their goal is to play in tournaments. By the way, if you want to play in tournaments, anyone can enter. There's no ELO requirement or anything like that, so feel free to enter and try if you want to. Alright, Miami Dome. They seem to play Bodvar. Oh, bit of lag, but we'll make do. Let's see. So they jump twice. Do they dodge in? Spot dodge, instant attack. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. By the way, if you do come on stream, I mentioned this last time, but something to keep in mind is that I recommend to close the stream because kind of the goal is to find out what your automatic habits are and work around them and everything like that. So if you have the stream, if you're listening to it in another tab or something like that, you may adjust how you play based on the things I say, and that kind of defeats the purpose a little bit. So yeah, I do recommend if you do come on stream to close the stream, but it's up to you. You don't have to. So it seems like after they dodge, they tend to instantly attack, at least when they dodge strings, so that's something to keep in mind. Went for a read there. Can't really knock you for that. Let's see. Let's see how they play neutral. 2 bears in the span of like 15 seconds, which is... oh, that was a misinput. Didn't get punished for it though. Alright, how do they recover here? Do they go high? They do go high, but I'm able to punish that. Yeah, so 2 bears in the span of 15 seconds. I'm not sure if this is based on, you know, I've only been playing you for like a minute, so I don't really know if this is something that you generally tend to do a lot, but a lot of people, when they miss a signature, they instantly go for another signature. So if that's something that you tend to see in your playstyle, then, you know, be aware of that. I don't know if it is. We haven't played for long enough, but yeah. If that is, then keep that in mind. So those bears were pretty high risk. Are you going to do a downlight here, or are you going to let me onto stage? In that situation with sword, so if you are diamond already, you tend to probably have a good grasp of different attacks and everything like that, and you really want to push your advantage in those situations. When I'm off stage with sword is one of the best weapons at keeping you in the corner, and you kind of just let me back onto the stage there, and those could be situations where you could be getting a lot more damage, and let's see, do you try and contest me? No, you just let me back onto the stage. Yeah, those are situations where you could get a lot more damage and knockouts, potentially. So, be aware of that, you know, try and refine that area of your gameplay, keeping people in the corner. That was a bit risky, and you may end up dying for it. Let's see. Recovery. Oh, I missed my ground pound there. Probably should have killed you for that, but yeah. Also, you recovered the same way both times when you got knocked off stage. You went really far, and then you went for that downer on the wall. So, those are some things to keep in mind. Recovering the same way, keeping people in the corner, pushing your advantage when you have it. Because you really want to make people feel uncomfortable when they go off stage. Because being off stage is not like a good position. That's not a favorable position. But I feel comfortable even though I'm in the corner because you haven't been pressuring me in the corner. So let's see. You do it that time, but I was ready for it. Let's see. Do it again? Nope. Let me back onto the stage. Yeah, so those are some things to keep in mind for sure. Alright, I'm going to pick up the scythe here because I think that can maybe get a sense of dodge habits. Oh, never mind. The weapon spawned over there. That is tragic. Alright, let's see on hammer. Do you go for that Sair? Yeah, that Sair, that might be something that's keeping you from ranking up higher. You know, just going for those automatic Sairs. Looking like you're fishing for downlights, but honestly with hammer, like, I can't really contest that much because hammer downlight is super safe. So, ended up getting the dare kill for that. Let's see, do you land with Sairs a lot? Land with dare, sidelight. I imagine that sidelight was likely trying to be a Sair, but maybe a bit of a misinput. Seems like you dodge in a bunch. I caught you dodging in a couple times, and because of that, I was able to get the knockout. So yeah, dodging in, keeping people in the corner, all those things. Those are things to keep in mind. Alright, second game. Let's see what map it is. So notice, chat, when the Bodvar was in the corner, they spent way more time on the wall. I forgot who this was. Driftfell? No, that's the Pokemon. It's a Pokemon town. Like, when they were in the corner, it felt like they were a lot more uncomfortable. Oh, I misinputted. Uncomfortable than I was. And that's because I was putting pressure on the corner, whereas they were not putting pressure on the corner. And that just makes my job a lot easier. So let's see. Do they do it this time? That was the first time they ground pounded me, and I was not expecting it, and they ended up hitting it. Let's see. Do they try and Sair me? They downlight. Not bad, you know. It missed, but it only really missed because I was ready for it, not necessarily because it was a bad option or anything like that. GC wake up. Not bad at all. Oh, my combo was too slow there. Go for those side sig. Yeah, you seem to go for a little bit like emotional high-risk signatures a lot of the time, so I've been punishing you a few times for that. Let's see. Do you keep me in the corner? Do you do another dash jump ground pound? Let's see. Nope. Oh, we both whiffed each other there. That was a bit cheeky of me. I thought I could get away with that downline into ground pound. Ended up getting a kill for it, probably because it was a little unexpected there. Oh, misinput again. Let's see. On hammer, you're likely going to go for a lot of nairs and downlights and wake up Sairs. Stuff like that. So, yep, there's the wake up Sair. And I got some damage for it. Gotta wait for it. Recovery, yep. So notice how you're looking for a lot of downlights, and I'm getting a lot of mileage out of just avoiding that range of downlight. And even though, like, you may end up killing me before I kill you here, like, in this situation where you're a stock behind, like, that is so much extra credit for me. So be aware of when you start to hone in and super hyper focus on getting kills, because that's how I'm able to get a lot of damage. In that situation, I was just floating above you, and you were just tossing out a lot of attacks. Let's see. I'm gonna start floating above this player, and we'll see if they struggle to hit my landings, because it seems like the way they're playing is super grounded, hyper focused on the ground, and then just like doing a lot of attacks when the opponent is above them, which tends to be a typical habit. And oh, not a spot dodge there. I thought it might be a spot dodge, so that was good. Yeah. Let's see what they do when I float above them. If they keep going for attacks, they do keep going for attacks. So that's. I think this is likely something that will hold you back, especially in Diamond, as people are better at floating, is just going for an attack, even when the opponent is above you, and even when it won't hit, going for like a grounded hammer move, as opposed to like challenging that space above me, especially with sword nairs and stuff like that, and going for these GC downlights and these, like, all these options that I can just punish you from above you. Alright, let's see. I was a bit cheeky there. Went for a risky ground pound. You notice you were behind, likely, and you wanted to just secure it really quickly. You were struggling to hit me a little bit because I was floating, and maybe that was a bit of an emotional play or something like that. I do notice that you tend to do that a little bit with signatures, so... Oh. Whiffs. That was good. I think you held back your impulse to go for a hammer stare there. I was kind of waiting for it and expecting it, but you didn't do it, which was good. Because I would have punished you for it in that situation. But yeah, you seem to... The most amount of damage I'm getting is at this, like, 1 or, like, half jump height. Oh, that was good. You read my movement. Like, half jump height or 1 jump height, where you go for a lot of these options, like sword downlight or sword endlight or hammer sidelight, even though it wouldn't hit me even if I landed. It wouldn't have enough time. And I think instead challenging with things like an instant sword recovery to just... make it put the idea in my head that I'm not allowed to be in that space, because right now I'm just like that space is my home. I'm able to just occupy there without really any problems or any trouble, and that makes my game plan a lot easier because I don't necessarily need to outplay you. I just need to stay in this space, and then you'll kind of do some of the work for me. Oh, I'm starting to lag a little bit. So yeah, definitely try if you can to keep that in mind about just throwing out grounded attacks when someone is floating. Oh, I SD'd. Never mind, I'm fine. And yeah, I think that was the biggest thing in that game for sure. There was a couple of mistakes off stage, but those were like just single hits compared to the number of hits I got in neutral. So I think the biggest thing is that when people float above you, curb your impulse to just immediately attack. Hopefully that's helpful. Good luck on your journey. Enter a tournament, you know, go for it. Tournaments are a lot of fun. Hopefully that was insightful, could help a little bit, and thanks for coming on stream. Sam's left shoe says their current rank is plat and their goal is to go pro. Well, the first thing is that, you know, I feel like going pro is just entering tournaments or not entering tournaments, so feel free to enter a tournament and see what happens, and maybe you'll do well, maybe you'll not do well, but you can learn from there. But let's hopefully get you along the path, maybe notice some of the things for you to work on to get you up to that next level. Demon Island, they blend into the map, so they've already got inherent advantage. Let's see how we can work around. Alright. Are they going to rush the weapon spawn? That's my question. I was punishing them for doing it, so they're probably waiting for another one to spawn. Let's see, are they going to rush it now? Yep, okay. So that is something to keep in mind for sure, I think, is leveling up your unarmed game, because it seemed like you were super uncomfortable unarmed, and just not even contesting me, not even trying to attack me at all. And I think unarmed is actually very strong into guns, so... I think definitely put some time, take some time. I mean, if you fought against the Chosen bot... Oh, that was a misplay by me. I missed space. If you fought the Chosen bots, then you know how strong unarmed can be. Especially against guns, I think you can get into those dead zones very easily. So try and, if you can, level up your unarmed. That is super risky to go for against Scythe. That's for sure. Yeah, be aware of going... I noticed at the beginning of the game you also did a GC NSIG at the start. So be aware of your GC's very early HP, because that's how I can get a lot of early damage. And like, I didn't really even do much this stock, but you're already in the orange. So yeah, be aware of high risk options. Be aware of panicking when you don't have a weapon. And let's see. Yeah, you're just pushing yourself into the corner once again without the weapon, and that gives me stage control. Typically, as players get better and better, they're going to force you into the corner, and you'll notice that being in the corner is an uncomfortable position to be in. Like right here, you go for a GC, and look how much damage I get off of it. That is huge. Alright, let's see, you're unarmed again. Are you going to instantly go for the weapon? You do. I misspaced my own move, but... Oh. Yeah, high risk option off stage. Bit of an SD, but, you know, that happens. I SD all the time. Alright. Let's take a look at neutral habits, dodge habits. Jumped 3 times there. Didn't really put out a hitbox, didn't pressure me. Dodged in, so I noticed every time I've landed a gun stare, you've dodged in, so I've been able to punish for that. Again, that GC option, high risk off stage. Are you going to instantly attack to come back? You are. So there's a few things in neutral I've noticed. Number one is a signature use, kind of just expecting me to walk forward into your options. Are you going to end sig here? You're going to down sig. And you notice that even though we've been playing for about 1.5 minutes or so, maybe 2 minutes, I can't do math, but I was able to just know you were going to come in with a signature there. So if I can notice that within like a minute, then someone who's been playing like in a longer match with you, a tournament set, because you did say you want to play in tournaments, they'll be able to catch on to those timings and everything like that. So signature use in neutral, definitely something to be aware of, especially when it's a similar timing every time. Signatures, I mentioned this in an earlier opponent, they are generally higher risk, higher reward than light attacks, but sometimes the reward is not worth the risk, and that's something to keep in mind. Okay, game number 2, Crystal Temple. Now you pop out of the background. Inherent disadvantage. Okay. So we'll see if you try and pick up the unarmed a little bit and stuff like that, because maybe you notice you're getting hit. And let's see your axe grounded gameplay. So I was kind of pushing you into the uncomfortable positions. I'll take a step back and see how you generally tend to attack. Weapon toss to clear a lot of space. Not a bad option there. Jumping twice, landing with Sares. I think axe Sare is a very strong move, and likely you've found a lot of success with it. But as players start to get better and better, they're able to punish its active frames more if your movement isn't quite precise. And so you're kind of throwing them out as you're landing every time, which makes it easier for me to punish, because if you think about it, if you're just in the air here throwing out a Sare, that's a lot harder for me to get up to and hit, especially if I'm not in a prime position than if I'm just like waiting for it on the ground. And I kind of was waiting for it. That's the other thing, is every time you've done these high risk GCs, like going for a GC is not an inherent bad thing at all, and going for high risk options is fine, but be aware of that every time that you tried it, you also instantly did a recovery. It's like you realized you did something bad or something risky or whatever, whatever that mindset was, I'm not entirely sure. And then you just instantly went for an attack afterwards, a recovery. And I haven't even punished you for a single one of the GCs. I've punished you for the thing you did after the GC every single time. So yeah, if you take a look at the replays or you watch this back, like keep that in mind, that I wasn't punishing you for those GCs also. Oh, I just walked into that. I thought I was spacing it. I wasn't punishing you for your GCs. I was punishing you for the thing you did after your GCs. So yeah. Alright, let's see. Patrolling, going for the weapon, patrolling. Yeah, it seems like in neutral you throw out a lot of higher risk light attacks. Like that Sare right there, I didn't punish it because I accidentally backdashed, but that would have been the kill for sure. I would say the biggest thing, honestly, is not the attacks or the signature use, but it's the movement. Because it seems like you're restricting your movement a lot by going for these higher risk attacks, and because of that you like lock yourself into these frames where you can't really do anything. And that's like the biggest reason why I'm getting damage. It's not necessarily punishing you, although I am punishing you, but it's punishing you in these situations where you go for these options that, oh, I missed. You go for these options that leave you vulnerable. Because it's fine to throw out attacks, like I'll throw out like a gun sidelight for example, and I didn't get punished. I'm not getting punished for these because I'm spacing them, and also my movement is like such that I know where I can escape from. Like these Sares, like I'm throwing these out and they're not hitting you at all, but they're also like putting out this area of effect, I guess, this area of threat. But with your attacks, a lot of the time you're getting so close to me that it's not that, like I don't feel threatened. Oh, I don't feel threatened by the hitboxes. It's more so like if I know they're coming out, like I can probably evade them. So I feel like moving into your attacks rather than attacking into your movements is something to keep in mind, if that makes any sense. Because it feels like you're attacking and then you're like trying to move for it to hit me, rather than moving first and then doing an attack that will likely hit in that like situation scenario. All right, that was kind of just rude on me, rude by me, but you know, sometimes we gotta have a little fun. Notice that your reaction was to instantly jump and instantly recovery. Hopefully that was helpful. You know, some insight into some of the attacks you do. GG's, Sam's Left Shoe. Thank you for volunteering to come on stream, not on string. I guess I did have some strings though. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see more of these, and I'll see you in the next one.